Once a man with musician dreams and extremely talented voice, Cody Ackland similarly had a promising future in the English music scene. The aspiring rock band Rukada was to take on Britain's next band in the rock genre. With that said, how could such a man with a starting point in the music industry turn into macabre and awful murderer? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Psycho Minds. My name is Cody, and we will take a closer look at what happens when a promising musician has a dark secret about murder, death, autopsies, and weapons. By all accounts, Cody seemed normal. However, it wasn't like that at all. He hid a dark and a brutal fantasy that no one saw coming. Despite it didn't only threaten the community, but the UK as a whole. In this true crime video, we will explain what happened on the 20th November 2021 when 18-year-old Bobbi-Anne McLeod would unfortunately be at the one place at the one time at the hands of a monster. Bobbi-Anne McLeod would be born sometime late 2002 or 2003, proving his short-lived life was not as bad as you think it is. Her life was normal. Nothing seems out of the ordinary for the most part. McLeod had a boyfriend who took great care of her. Despite Bobbi attended a school and college which was called Naham Primary School and Torbridge High in Midway in Cockington Close. On the evening of November the 20th, 2021 was different for Bobbi-Anne. At around 6 p.m, she was inside her home in Naham, Plymouth, saying goodbye to her dad and told him that she loved him. Or something like this. Bye dad, see you later, love you lots, and speak soon. This would be the final and last time her dad would see Bobbi alive. Just shortly after 6, she walked to a nearby bus stop, Shipston Road, where she took a picture of herself on the phone and put it on her Snapchat story, which would be the last time anyone would see McLeod alive. After waiting for ages at 6:05 and 6:15 p.m, a car was driving slowly towards the bus shelter. It pulled up near the curve of the road beside a young, unexpected woman who didn't know what was coming next. It was a red Ford Fiesta. Inside the automobile waited a 24-year-old by the name of Cody Ackland, who worked as a car valet at a garage not far from where the bus stop was located. According to news sources, Ackland worked at a valet for ages around the time before and after the murder. It prompted the Devon and Cornwall police to suspect he was hiding something from everyone he knew. After the brutal slaying, an investigation was done and conducted on him after arrest. Allegedly, the part is that Cody did tell no one he had a morbid obsession with murder, crime scenes, post-mortems, dead bodies and tools. Back to the 20th, Ackland then got out of the car and he walked up to where the bus stop was. Slumped behind Bobbi, he had a claw hammer in his hand. Then he bashed her head with the blunt object once. This is when McLeod fell to the ground and her eyes met his. Cody then went to his car and that was meant to be it, says the killer after an interview with police, giving detail by which he'd done the gruesome manner of Ted Bundy, who murdered at least 30 women, but FBI suspected him of murdering more than 100 between 1973 and 1978 many American states. He drove the car further to the bus stop and Cody Ackland finally bundled Bobbi-Anne into the boot well of his red Fiesta, which he covered her in the coat and a blanket he had in his boot and drove off for 30 miles. An hour later, Cody reached Ben Ever Forest, a popular tourism destination for caravan parks and stay overnight place. He parked the car up, took Bobbi out of the car, and helped Bobbi stand it up. He said later in an interview with police stating, "I've never done this before," before grabbing a claw hammer, battered and bludgeoned her 12 times before she fell to the cold, wet stone ground. Cody thought Bobbi was dead, but fortunately for her, she survived the ordeal with her would-to-be soon killer. He had put his foot on her neck to finally murder Bobbi in cold blood before stripping her of her clothes and dumped the garments in a co-op bag before tossing it overgrown woodland area, and weirdly enough, he even goes on to burn her handbag, earrings and accessories in a fire set by himself. He picked up her bloody, battered, lifeless and broken body before threw it into his car and covered it in blankets before driving to Bovey Sand, where Cody puts the body of Bobbi, dumped it into an undergrowth of the abandoned, disused military site around midnight after she was gone. He drove home after committing one of the most brutality offences ever committed against a woman. He went around as if nothing had happened both in and out. Cody Ackland spent the remaining days acting as nothing has happened since the murder. He went out to have pizza with his mates, went to the cinema to watch a sci-fi movie called Dune, and then had a few drinks at a pub where he was practicing performing with his band at locking. The mates he encountered later said to police that it appeared happier than usual or happier than ever before. This does indeed indicate that Cody was very happy and smiling after committing the murder. It raised questions as to how he could have been stopped earlier, but did the kill for him feel high on drugs, or was his dream unfulfilled to become the UK's next serial killer? He showed no warning signs at all before all of the crazy work of the maniac. As he got arrested days later after walking into Joel's Kim Cross police station and confronted a police officer who Cody confessed to kidnapping Bobbi-Anne and murdering her, but showed the other officers later where he hid the body. A few hours later, after scouring through woodland and searching for the teen girl, they sadly discovered a battered body of a teen who had her whole life ahead and was sharply taken away by a monster who seeks revenge and redemption for his actions against the community of Plymouth, Devon. It was later found out that Cody tried repeatedly blamed his ADHD for the murder in Plymouth Crown Court, but the judge wouldn't have none of it and sentenced him to 31 years before being considered for parole, or the judge would not let him out because of how truly dangerous and violent his actions were to the degree of depravity it got involved in. Mainly, his intentions were to kill whoever was at the bus stop, whether it's a man or a woman. He wanted to feel what it's like to kill and then kill again. But the brutality nature of dominating a lone victim who had no idea it would be her last day on earth before being tortured and unalived by a man who she didn't know existed. Thank you for watching Psycho Minds. That was the case of Bobbi-Anne McLeod, and why not click one of our videos to see what we post about.